Bat Rider, so it makes it hard for him to initiate. It can scout for you.
Prepare for battle.
Just kind of does it all, and not sure. Secret are in this position where they have this clear-cut idea of just pushing forward and having this kind of single core physical damage dealer in this Huskar and the DP ulti. So MVP are going to try to kind of circumvent that, slow down the pace of the game as much as possible, and just make it agonizing for Team Secret to take towers.
Right. All right, well, starting things off, Team Secret versus MVP Phoenix. We already see them going through each one of the heroes of Team Secret. We've got our off-lane Bulba, Bat Rider, Arteezy going to be playing the Huskar in this game. Moving over to MVP Phoenix, Dubu on his famed Earth Spirit, Febby on the much more boring Lich. He's going to have to take that one for his team. QO, we talked about earlier, the star of the team of Naga Siren. Forev playing the Axe. Forev's Axe is a terror to behold. And MP on the somewhat questionable Venomancer. We'll see. This hero is sort of how MVP Phoenix will live or die based on his performance in this game and whether or not the hero is actually effective against Team Secret's strategy.
The battle
sort of think
begins.
that Team Secret, though. Okay, so it's only gone 9-9. Did win with the last two. We actually saw one of those losses today, or me and Gaz's anyways. It was TNC versus Navi. Right. So Arteezy is going to go try to play aggressively, and I do like this decision to put QO in this mid lane. I think MVP just read the lanes really well. They have all three of the lanes that they wanted to get.
They wanted the Axe to match up against the Bat Rider. You're okay with MP taking this one at top?
Because who else is going to?
Yeah.
I think if you put Forev up there, he gets absolutely nothing. But at least with the Venom Wards, you're going to get a decent amount of farm.
Okay.
And you're going to prevent it from people just getting aggressive on you.
Right.
Whereas at bottom, he wouldn't really do too much.
Well, they've already landed 2 different torrents, but they're going to turn around on our tour here. MP slows him down with the Venom Scale, and Febby makes his entrance. Unfortunately, he does not have his nuke just yet. Obviously going for the level 1 sacrifice.
Yeah, Arteezy takes some damage, but he should be perfectly fine. And he's got that one completed. Highlight Die is going to start making his way up now, and Febby's got to be careful. There's a lot of damage behind this.
Arteezy dropping very, very low, but they're still able to put the pressure on MVP Phoenix and force them back. Meanwhile, mid lane QO does pick up his level 2. Dubu has been hanging around, looking for his opportunity to jump Eternal Envy's Death Prophet. Nothing doing there, though. And at the bottom lane, Bulba matched up against Forev's Axe. A lane that should go fine for Bulba, but we'll see if he overextends himself to the Axe at any point.
The Axe is going to get zoned out pretty hard in this beginning phase, just because the sticky napalm is going to make it really hard for him to just run at him. He does have that windlace picked up, though, and probably going to try to go for the boots.
So this is potentially Team Secret winning all 3 of their lanes.
Yeah. Just because the Death Prophet is almost never going to lose his lane.
Yeah. Dubu's going to have to make a lot happen to prevent that win, though, for Team Secret. MP already copping a bit of Burning Spear damage, and as his lane pushes forward, thanks to the creep pull over to the side, he's going to be in a dangerous position. If he extends too far forward, he could very easily give the first blood over to Team Secret.
Yeah, this is a different look than we've seen from MVP. It's not really that flat-out aggression lineup, and they're so much more used to being able to be really mobile in these lanes, but so far we haven't seen it in all top 3 CS right now, coming from Team Secret cores.
Push forward, Arteezy plus Highlight Die, the combination of Huskar Wisp is allowing them to dominate this top lane, pushing well past that tier 1 tower and forcing MP out of CS range. He comes forward now. Highlight Eye cops a little bit of damage, but he's got a full bottle, so he's okay with that one. This will just give him an opportunity to give Arteezy a little bit of HP. And
3 right clicks and Lich is already at 300 HP. Does not want to be in this lane, but you can slowly just start to get levels here. And we're seeing that already, as MP's already level 3, Febby's in a similar position, and they are winning this lane as long as neither of them die, but they get caught by the
double
torrent.
torrents. They won't be able to have any extra disables past that. maybe if Puppey was level 2, they could have the X marks the spot and guarantee a kill, but that's just not the case. Puppey has been one hell of a sharpshooter, though, at this top lane. I think he's landed almost every single torrent.
Yeah, he's just trying to be as annoying as possible. Make this lane difficult for them up the top. The part's working is they're not really willing to cross this line on the ground just because it's not safe.
Yeah.
If you get caught by the torrent out there, you don't have the protection of the tower can afford you. And meanwhile, the Earth Spirit is transferred up.
Two supports of Team Secret will back themselves away. A quick check at the bottom lane. Forev is doing quite well in the CS now. 20-1 against the Bat Rider, and this lane does start turning to the favor of Axe up from his top lane. They start rolling in, and Will's going to kick back Arteezy. Arteezy turns on to MP with the extra bit of damage. Might even get that kill to first blood. It goes to Dubu first before MP falls, inevitably for the burning spears. Pylai die, actually getting a lot of damage on Dubu here, but he gets the roll away and TP's back. They'll leave the lane solo now to Febby.
First blood being so important right there makes that trade well worth it for MVP as both teams lose their core, but more importantly, first blood goes the way Team MVP and XP just continues to go in their favor as this Lich doesn't really do anything but try to survive. He's even got 2 levels of the sacrifice, opting to skip the second level that we typically see in the top.
QO's a pretty happy camper at mid. His CS is not too bad either, 19-6, and he had a regen in his bottle, so he'll go right back up to full with some illusions and some spam out from the Riptide. Make it even easier for him.
Yeah, and he's going to force Envy, just keep nuking and Bottle Crow this time around.
They think they're going to be able to get some sort of damage on QO with the rotation across from Kunkka, but if they commit too heavily, they'll stumble into Dubu's Earth Spirit trap.
Envy's just going to go back, but courtesy of Puppey, he's just going to X-Marks to spot him. Kyo's just going to deny this catapult and keep the lane even here. Now we're starting to see a little bit of a lane advantage from MVP Phoenix.
Rev actually running in range here of Puppey. They're going to go for Eternal Envy, though. They really care about the other heroes. The Torrent is going to go down, but they manage to dodge it from Forev. He's not getting too many spins, though, and now the heal is coming out from Eternal Envy as he starts Spirit siphoning away. Forev covering the tracks of QO as they back into their tier 1. QO trying to dodge some damage here by splitting into the illusions, but it's not enough. The fire burns him away, and Eternal Envy will now seize the opportunity, popping his ultimate. They're going to go for a tier 1 push.
That was very well done by Secret. They understood that MVP is eventually going to try to get aggressive there. Bulba immediately ditches that bottom lane, understands that it's not worth it. Just to get a little bit more XP, his presence in this mid lane is going to be a little bit more important. And Forev's first rotation going to be unsuccessful.
I'll take it.
Secret beat back MVP, and that is a huge kill for them. We talked about how important Kyo's timings are going to be, and him going down this early on into the game.
They're not getting too much damage on the tier 1. Eternal Envy, though, is going to get a lot of damage on QO. Forev managed to get the double call out. Pylai die. He's surely going to perish after that one. Eternal Envy goes to return, healing him up to full, but that means he's now lacking in damage. Forev is hit by that torrent. That may actually save Eternal Envy, as the slow is just enough. Forev couldn't get the chop in.
He had the damage there, too. It's under 170. And well more than enough, as Q is going to pick up that Arcane Rune. And meanwhile, up at this top lane, Arteezy just continues to get free farm. Venomancer unable to do too much on this top lane. They might try to make a move on him, but it would require half the team minimum.
Arteezy's about to pick up his level 6 too, so if they don't actually move some heroes in, I think Arteezy may be able to pick up the kill. Though at the same time with the wards down, the physical damage that's coming out from them, if he commits that jump forward, he may actually just die to the wards, even if he does kill the Venomancer. I'm not sure if that's fully worth it.
No, and I think he kind of understands that he's playing pretty patiently right now, getting to get aggressive before Pylai Die gets there. MVP, timing around the map so far, but Kyo's just going to continue to farm.
The way they're going to kind of protect MP, they've got Forev farming the jungle here because they stacked a couple of these camps a little bit. So he's in the lane, but he's not fully in the lane. He still managed to keep up his farm, and will be completing a Blink Dagger in the jungle and maybe getting that surprise initiation on Secret that guarantees a kill, or maybe 2 or 3.
That is a very fast Blink Dagger pickup by Forev. They did a very good job of prioritizing his farm. He, of course, already has that kill. But neither team has too big of an advantage one way or another. MVP has a slight edge when it comes to experience, mainly just because of their Lich. In terms of net worth, barely slides in Secret's favor. And I think Secret's okay with that right now because their lineup is just kind of meant to break even and get as aggressive as they possibly can.
They are protecting themselves against the potential aggression of Team Secret right now by grouping up quite a bit, but it does leave something lacking when it comes to farm efficiency. Nobody at that bottom lane as the creep wave pushed into the tier 1 tower. Team Secret, meanwhile, holding all 3 of their lanes and even a bit of jungle, thanks to Bulba.
They've done a good job of splitting up the farm. Both teams right now just kind of feeling each other out, continuing to farm before they get too aggressive. MVP's timing a lot more obvious as they're waiting for the Axe to get his Blink Dagger.
Come in, and the next minute or so is Forev shows up at the bottom lane to try and complete that and get it from the side shot, perhaps. He's really not risking it.
There's no reason to, especially since if you die in this kind of position, this close to the Blink Dagger, it says you're timing back so far behind.
Right.
Immediately you pop out and you don't go for a kill, you just continue to farm.
All things looking relatively even, but this 2-2 start is only a sign of much more to come, as we can definitely see how this game is going to amp up pretty quickly with Blink Dagger coming in from Forev. And MVP Phoenix need to be able to do, as we talked about earlier in the draft, create some space for this Naga Siren, but obviously Team Secret's team not lacking in team fights, that's for sure, with both Eternal Envy and Arteezy rocking some very early game aggressive cores. Chain Frost is going to come out, just trying to deal some damage and push back Secret. An unlucky bounce, though, leads to a premature end.
That's just kind of...
They may still get the jump, though. This is risky. They're going into an exorcism as well as a Huskar. Forev has to get the perfect jump. And it may need to include Highlight Die. It looks like they'll be able to get the kill on MP, which means the bottom lane Forev desperately needs to make the initiation, but he missed the calling blade! Eternal Envy lives, and he's still surviving with the Spirit Sight, but now the turnaround. Arteezy jumps on in, guarantees the kill on Dubu as well, and Team Secret, wham bam, thank you man, they'll take both of those lanes and win them both.
Eternal Envy just kind of shrugged off damage. The Spirits all come back at the same time, full HP now, and
that Cooling Blade executes that Death Prophet. That fight looks entirely different at the bottom lane, and them losing MP at top does not matter as much. But the fact that they lost both these engagements is now going to lead Secret into taking a very large lead.
Yeah, now that was the first reveal of the Blink Dagger from the Axe. Secret didn't even have to expend too much effort. They just got kills across the board without having to work too hard for it. It just came in the form of natural tower pushes, and MVP are going to be incredibly disappointed with that result, as their first wave of aggression just completely falls flat on their face. The good news for them, though, is the game plan remains the same, right? Kyo just continues to farm. He'll eventually slow down the pace of the game once he gets this Radiance. But it's not even like Huskar is a very bad late game hero.
Yeah. We've seen plenty of Huskars go late game recently. Seem to be quite the shift. Heroes like Drow Ranger and Huskar, known for their very timed peaks at 25-30 minutes, are now able to go a lot later game than they used to.
Yeah, and this Huskar is very farmed. He's got that Ogre Club completed already. Decide to go for the Dragon Lance if he wants.
Is under attack.
Gives you incredible stat value for the item is, and doesn't even really need more intelligence. Opting to just go for one level of the Berserker's Blood instead of going for the heal. Kind of common, especially if you have a hard save like that Wisp.
Yeah, and a lot of damage over time from MVP Phoenix as well, so we can combat that with the higher levels of Inner Vitality.
Everybody moving in from MVP.
They are going to have Eternal Envy reaching in from the right side. Looks like they may have just found their pick, though. MP doesn't even have the ultimate just yet, so him dying here isn't going to grant too much to MVP Phoenix unless they can kill Arteezy. They throw a lot of extra damage to Anna, but it's not even close. They are now going to be chased down, 2 down, and a 3rd in the wings here. Febby going to be snatched up by Bulba, pulled right back into the exorcism. 3 kills and a tower. Team Secret keeping up the pressure on MVP Phoenix, not relenting one bit.
Oh, they did manage to kill Arteezy.
They did.
That was a surprise.
The Venomancer takes him out.
Bottom tower is under attack.
One level of Berserker's Blood works against him. And more importantly, because he's always been attached to that Wisp, they've had to split all this experience. He's not getting that far ahead in that category. And MVP, I mean, I think they're pretty unhappy with how these engagements are going, and it just feels a little bit sloppy because I think this is one of the few times that we see MVP just battle back and get initiated on.
Radiant's top tower
Unfortunately,
is under
MP
attack.
still a little bit lacking in experience. He needs that level 11
Red
so he
is
can
mid
get the
lane.
big ult. Red is going to be comboed up here by the Kunkka, not going to be able to make an escape with the relocate and a guaranteed kill on the Axe. This is the danger of the Swiss lineup with such an aggressive cores. Every single time the Kunkka finds somebody with the X marks the spot, it is, unless there's a lot of backup there, a free pick off for Team Secret.
Yeah, exactly. And MVP right now, it feels like they're doing what most teams do when they're playing against MVP. They're just kind of falling back to the farm game, hoping that the aggression slowly stops off, but Secret, they're just going to try to force the issue.
Ooh, this could be a big kill. Eternal Envy is going to be silenced up though.
Three different cycles.
Moving off, the Siphons start laying in. They get the kick in, the nuke, the extra spin, the one goes out. Eternal Envy slowly living through this. Can he get away from Dubu? He makes it out. The West Heels, now the turnaround, 2 down. MP run over by Bulba as well. X marks the spot. Get over here, Femi. Gonna make it a quad for Team Secret as he tries in vain to TP out.
Never underestimate the Spirit Siphon. It's the real ultimate.
It is.
Do not think that the exorcism matters too much in the team fight. It'll help for sure, but most of the time it's just team fight pushes. When it comes to these straight on engagements, having 3 Spirit Siphons like that, that was the key right there. As soon as I saw that, I was like, they're not bursting him. They don't have Chain Frost available. There's almost no way that this is going to happen, but MVP...
And another kill for Rev.
Alright, they're just getting sloppy now.
They surely are. There's not much vision down from MVP Phoenix, but Forev should still know there's a possibility there just in that river area. They're gonna be looking for more pickoffs. There's no reason not to with the Kunkka. And T gets caught out by the Torrent.
This is honestly starting to get really rough because MVP, they're giving away these kills.
There's another one. Relocate up to the top lane. QO is forced to use the Song of the
He
Siren.
doesn't have TP though.
He does not, but he won't be chased down or cut off in any way. But still, that's a level 1 ultimate that has very long cooldown. We see here Eternal Envy. He didn't even have the Hood of Defiance yet. It was the little things like the wand. It was the little things like that the raindrops coming into play. And as soon as he got out of reach, they just ran out of steam.
And they all end on that kill with you. They weren't 100% ready for it.
Yeah.
Now he's going to pop his ultimate. Gonna put this Roshan on. We talked about the timing Team Secret would have around this Death Prophet and this Huskar. Probably coming on a lot sooner than MVP expected.
Certainly. For the 20-minute marker, Team Secret could be taking all these outer towers with the help of this Aegis. We'll probably wait until the next exorcism. No need to rush things too much. Another Hood of Defiance coming in. This magic damage of MVP Phoenix being very limited. Has now completed Pike from the Death Prophet. Loving these item choices from Team Secret.
It's just team-oriented right now because they understand that Team Secret, they want to be the aggressors. They want to just flat-out push. The fact that kills are being delivered to them in the midst of that push, that has to be the happiest time for them. They're just like, okay, we didn't actually expect you guys to do this because you have a Naga Siren, but I guess we'll take it.
Now this Veil of Discord not going to leave the same kind of punch you would have hoped for the Venomancer against all this magic armor. Even the Radiance is going to be looking rather lackluster for the Naga Siren when it comes up. They managed to get the grab though, and all in return, but still, the fight right outside the tier 3 is not going to be saving grace for MVP Phoenix. Rev runs forward, hoping for the lucky spins, but no such luck. MVP Phoenix drop 2, and Team Secret continue their march forward on the tier 2s. Artur dropping a bit low, not going to drop his Aegis though, not yet.
Now MVP is more or less all in committed for
another X, another pick off. MP, no way out of this one. MVP Phoenix incredibly sloppy. This is not the team that we saw just one series ago.
And it's not just that, you gotta give credit to Team Secret. This kind of aggression is usually what MVP does to other teams. So they're not really handling it quite well as up and top. They're even gonna fight you.
Still 30 seconds left on that Song of the Siren. He did manage to buy out the Radiance just before he died, but as we were talking about earlier, this Radiance is not going to be a big game changer against all this team fight oriented items picked up by Team Secret. They're still going to be able to easily tank through that Radiance burst.
What about Secret right now if they just decided to push in mid with this exorcism? There's not a whole lot set up right now from MVP, and the Aegis now.
Oh, is he going to pick off? contest. Team Secret rolling over MVP Phoenix in this game number 1 and will seemingly take a lane of Rax unless they can do something amazing here with the Naga Siren coming back up.
This has been absolutely brutal. Team Secret are playing so efficiently. They're backing each other up. This kind of teamwork, and that's what it is. It's more than individual skill right now for Team Secret. It's just they have better teamwork. MVP look like a team that are trying to rely on their individual skill to make plays, but they're just getting so far behind you. You notice bottom, Duo doesn't even bother sending illusions in this mid lane. There's just no point. They're gonna die so fast.
Clinical precision from Team Secret as they execute their strategy to a T, 19-4 at 19 minutes. And they get the full efficiency of this Kunkka as well. They're going to send some heroes back, heal up. They almost have a completed heart. QO forced into another Song of the Siren. His team's coming in, but they're not going to be fast enough. Now they're going to have to relocate. What the calling there? And this one's nasty. T-Tron, Arteezy not going to die to the calling blade. They needed that extra movement speed to get out of there. MVP Phoenix trying to extricate themselves away from this team fight. They've already lost one, and now they're getting Puppy. He returns QO from whence he came, straight to the claws of the Huskar. Team Secret grab another one. They fling forward, pulling MP back. 21-5, make it 22. Team Secret knocking on the doors of another lane, it seems.
Have to wonder if another team is going to give up Huskar, especially after seeing 3 games in a row of it and how dominant Team Secret can be with this hero. And I think this is almost all just Puppy. His Kunkka, not just his Kunkka play, but the setup alone, how he drafted MVP into the corner. We talked about how we saw the Huskar pick coming. MVP themselves couldn't really take it with what they already had. So Secret are like, okay, we'll take it for free. Now you're in a position where Team Secret just rolling over MVP, and this has got to be scary for the other teams involved because it's like Team Secret are just going to get off to an early 3-0 in this group.
Very early Satanic for Arteezy. The sustain game is strong for Team Secret between the Wisp and the Lifesteal, Spirit Siphon, all these things. They've got the top 3 network right now. MVP Phoenix, they need some sort of miracle just to be able to buy themselves 10 more minutes in this game, let alone a full comeback.
I believe that Secret probably just go for it again. They've got the Exorcism available, all the items that they need. Their Pilot Die's got a hood. It's not often you see him this farmed in a short period of time. And the Naga Siren, you always think of her as delaying games, but she needs more than just a Radiance and 1,000 gold in 21 minutes.
Yeah. And now a Blink Dagger for the Kunkka. They've already caught their fair share of heroes with the X marks the spot. Blink Dagger, this game becomes all the more dangerous for MVP Phoenix. They always have to kind of second guess their positioning, knowing that at any moment they could be slightly off and will be punished immediately by Puppy's Blink Forward and X. Arteezy not giving a damn about creeps, about towers, about heroes. He is currently standing on the high ground of the Radiant base at 22 minutes in by himself. His team not really that close to him, just in tether range, that's all. Because he's so tanky. Got the lifesteal to be able to fall back on. He knows he's safe.
Looks like Secret, they're just pushing it on the lanes right now, applying as much pressure as they possibly can. Probably decide to go for this range Rax as well.
Might as well.
It's a free tower for the gold for
Radiant's
all of them.
top tower has fallen.
That deficit grows larger and larger. MVP Phoenix just going to stand and watch. Song of Siren goes down. QO still does not have a TP. He's going to be punished by the relocate again. QO, he jukes downwards, but he's still going to be run down by Bulba, slowed down by the Seeking Napalm. He's not making out of this one alive. MVP Phoenix, I mean, even just being outside of the base without a TP, that is, I would say, almost unacceptable.
Right now, they're just being picked apart. Yeah. I think MVP is trying to make whatever they can happen, and that does require you to farm a little bit greedier than you normally do, but the amount of times that I've not seen QO punish this hard.
MVP Phoenix seem to be a whole different team.
Radiant's top tower
once they're the ones being pressured like Team Secret are doing expertly.
Puppy again.
Torrent, no follow-up though. They don't want to dive in that deep.
It looks like they are waiting for Roche this long. They just don't want to give MVP any avenues back into this game, especially when they've got a Roche on.
Yeah, that's smart. If they push high ground right now, they get rebuffed. Maybe some sort of axe call happens, and the team fight goes the way of MVP Phoenix. Not only do you have the potential for a huge net worth swing back in favor of MVP.
Oh, they go for it though.
Okay, gonna risk it. But they got almost every advantage in the world they could possibly need, and they just almost seems like overkill at this point. Eternal Envy puts himself on the far right side, allowing Arteezy to be the one to tank everything. They don't want to allow Farab the opportunity for a two-man call, but on the side, they shut down QO. They managed to pull him back. The right side of the argument there, they didn't call out, and will be able to eliminate Arteezy. They get the extra movement speed, stay ahead of the boat, and Eternal Envy, while he chases away MVP Phoenix, his exorcism is fading, and he will have to back up.
Don't think Secret are going to be too happy about that trade.
Certainly not. That now means a blade mail for the Axe. Will mean a lot more damage coming out from that initiation of Forev. Team Secret, though, still play it safe. They can hold around the Roshan pit until Arteezy's back up.
They probably just engage in open ground if they want. Team Secret, I mean, they're far enough ahead. So right now, MVP just trying to get whatever farm they can. Unfortunately for them, their key hero has now died 6 times without a single kill to his name. And he might actually get caught out here. He does have a lot of spirit seconds.
Yeah, it's highlight time. Double silence gets laid out for Red. He's going to go straight for that win. They're looking for the culling blade. Oh no, a little bit of magic wand stops that one. Another missed culling blade. They needed that movement speed too. They're still trying to chase down Eternal Envy, but they actually back themselves away. Realizing they're in a bad spot, they're chasing too far. Team Secret were ready for the punish. They even threw out the buyback on the Wisp. They were ready to go with the TP in, a potential relocate forward with maybe a Huskar.
Again.
Oh, QO.
No boat commitment though. He's trying to fake him out.
He's got some of his
He's got the arcane root.
Now he's got the arcane root. Okay, QO, he gets off the ult, so he will be able to escape from this trap that Puppy set up, unless they can get another X. He's trying to blink forward.
5-second X.
Almost got it, but not quite in range in time.
I don't think he expected the back-to-back X marks the spots.
That is absurd.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay, now
4-second X, and then you're stunned for 1.5 seconds of Torrent, and then X marks the spot is back up again.
So now you definitely wait for the next Roshan.
Yeah.
They're just going to farm around this area, deny MVP as much farm as they possibly can. MVP doesn't even bear worth repeating, just going to go for this fight though. They still have to wait for the Naga to get more farm.
And now their rotation was just scouted. The scan was used. And Team Secret, no. They're letting Arteezy be the bait. They're saying MVP Phoenix, if you want to force a fight by initiating on the Huskar, who's got Dragon Lance, Armlet, and a Satanic, and a Wisp behind it, by all means, go for it.
Absolutely no reason to do that. The unfortunate part though is that MVP desperately want to fight in that open territory so that their Lich chain cross can do a lot. They don't want Secret to just pop the exorcism in front of their base like they have been doing so far in this game. And especially with an Aegis, I don't know if they can take down the Huskar twice. They're going to be forced to right now.
Do you think that they should just? I mean, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
Which one do you think is a better option? Should they have tried to force that fight, or is the high ground offense better for them?
I think if you have the smoke, you go fight. If you don't have the smoke, there's nothing you can do about it.
Okay. A smoked up Puppy. Solo smoke Kunkka could find the Naga Siren. She does not have Song of the Siren back up just yet. And Puppy successfully scouts this one out, gets the XQO. Oh, just got it. He just got that ult back up. He's gonna have to TP away. Is he gonna last long? Oh, the flame break lands! Bulma to the rescue. QO down for the count.
Wasted.
But you sneaky guy.
And this means even if MVP Phoenix somehow survive for another 20 minutes, this Naga Siren will still pale in comparison to the Naga Sirens that we've seen that have managed to pick out farm via their split pushing. He's just dying too much, and this Huskar is getting way too much.
This is honestly just a masterclass in shutting down Naga.
It is.
Every single turn that she's gone to, Puppy's been there. If not, the rest of Team Secret backs him up immediately. You see that TP barely canceled by that flame break. QO's just got to be frustrated out of his mind right now, but
Dire's top tower is
not
under
too much he
attack.
can do anymore.
Tier 2 will fall, no contest from MVP
Dire's
Phoenix
top
as they
tower
still
has
need another
fallen.
5 seconds for that Naga Siren. Is it, if they have Song of the Siren, could they ever try and initiate with that to set up the Venomancer ult and the Forev call and that sort of thing?
Potentially, I just don't know if they have enough damage to kill both the cores from Team Secret.
Yeah.
It's not like these guys are scaling forward very much on the side of MVP. And the rest of the heroes are the biggest concern right now. Venomancer kind of getting close to his Aghanim Scepter, but I don't know how much Forev can make in terms of impact in a game like this, just because they've always got the counter initiation of more plus the boat. More importantly, they have so many teamfight items on the side of Team Secret. They've got 4 staffs, hoods, pipes,
Now
lads
lads. Every little aura.
Oh, look at Kyo. What? He is so afraid.
Yeah.
Not even willing to chance it anymore.
He doesn't even have the Manta yet.
He's just so afraid. He's just sending in illusions. Fool me 8 times? Shame on who?
Team Secret playing it slow right now, not trying to go high ground like they did earlier. That bottom lane and kind of made a trade that wasn't real worthwhile for them. A 1-for-1. They're just growing their leads, and they don't really have much to worry about, as we were talking about earlier. There's not some big impending late game from MVP Phoenix that will turn this game around. Naga Siren is already looking poor enough
Radiant's
and
bottom
may not
tower
be
is
able
under
to
attack.
actually beat out a incredibly farmed Death Prophet in Huskar, as is.
Kyo's gonna try though, and he's still getting a good amount of farm right now. Things aren't completely out of the realm of possibility just quite yet. He still has 12k net worth.
Radiant's bottom
He's gonna get this
tower
bottom
is
tower as
under
well.
attack.
Or so he hopes.
Radiant structures are
Can't even
fortified.
stick around. He's afraid that maybe a Kunkka is going to TP down there. He'll get caught. Doesn't want to risk it until he goes back in for the last hit and
Radiant's bottom
misses
tower
that
has fallen.
one. Team Secret.
They're gonna push the pace. This might actually just force Kyo
Dire's
back.
bottom tower is
They
under attack.
very quickly go straight uphill, pop the ult into the exit system. The call goes out for Perez. They're getting a lot of damage in return with the lane bail. Not even close. They take out the poor Death Prophet. Well, any save from Team Secret. Buyback immediately from Perez. They need all the help they can get, even if it is 4 versus 5. We need this extra hero to be able to stop Arteezy. There goes the call. X marks this spot, making sure that Artur doesn't stray too far. Making sure his carry player is locked in. There goes the Satanic, healing him back up to full. Still has an inner vitality as well as a whiff. Ready to go for round 2 and round 3. Death Prophet, meanwhile, is going to start TPing out the mid lane. Arteezy dropping a little low. They are going to be able to get the axe on Fred here. Off the back into the torrent. This will give Arteezy enough time for the dieback. Kills Fred and continues to beat on his melee racks. Now it's going to be Dubu's turn to get pulled into the flames. Bulma keeps him up. Godlike for him, and now MVP Phoenix running out of heroes. Duo runs into Eternal Envy there, while Arteezy jumps forward onto MP. Gets off a pretty good ultimate, landing on a 3, but do they actually have the damage? Just seems like they're going to run out of steam as MVP Phoenix heroes are falling left and right. Arteezy with hit 1, 2, 3, and the Satanic heals him back over half HP. Looks like Bulba may end up dying. Oh, not even Bulba's going to die. Heals up, levitate, and sent back to base. Arteezy sticks around inside MVP Phoenix's base, establishing his dominance.
Yeah, unfortunately for MVP Phoenix, did lose 3 heroes there, but they didn't lose their Naga Siren, and more importantly than that, no racks were taken, because QO just
Dire's
cut the
bottom
creep wave every
barracks
single
are
time.
under attack.
He understands there's no way that we're going to win this straight up team fight.
Radiant's
The
middle
rest of the
tower
creeps now
is
are
under
filtering in.
attack.
They've managed to survive the Naga Radiance and the split push attempt, and this could just be a second set of racks going down. MVP, no way that they can take this fight. You don't want to give up any more heroes than you already have.
Dire's
Bulba
bottom
going
barracks
in deep
Dire's
in
bottom
for that
barracks
next
is
pickoff.
fallen.
But MVP Phoenix hiding around the fountain, which just means Arteezy will get the free lane. Gonna go for 3 now.
Arteezy making his way up top. They've eventually got to take this fight. They know that MVP are in a bad position, though they don't have that Venomancer ultimate.
Smoke goes down. Maybe they're gonna initiate. No, they're actually still gonna try and jump Arteezy, but he got off the Satanic. Rev, he's not gonna be able to bounce enough damage back with the blade mail. He'll be pulled back into the ult.
Now Q stuck in no man's land.
He already used that Song of Desire trying to slow down Team Secret, but now he's been caught, hit by the Torrent, slowed down by the Spirit Siphon. Dubu, he couldn't save his carry, the buyback comes in, but Team Secret, they look healthy as ever. Only Arteezy, around half HP, we know that Inner Vitality can put in some work quite soon.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Got the Wisp backing him up as well, and Puppy with another pick off the Senecal here. Is MP gonna go down without getting his ultimate off?
It is a slaughter fest. Team Secret, one by
Top
one,
barracks are under attack.
taking MVP Phoenix Heroes, spanking them,
Radiant
sending
now
them back
have
to the
mega
fountain,
creeps.
and executing one of the cleanest games we've seen in group stage so far. 34-8 is our end score at 34 minutes.
Very well done by them. It was just a clinic on how to stop Naga. And Puppy, 5-0 and 22, did so much work in this game.